Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Well, viewers, good to be back again. We are still at the election house here in Carnegie, where we are about to see the arrival of Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, Citizens Alliance party leader. And as we all can see behind, that's where Dr. Ismaila Ceesay will be coming from to, to enter to the IEC premises to tender his papers, that is his nomination papers to the chairman of IEC. And Madingol Konkami for all and Dr. Ismaila Ceesay will candidate Sabanjangoti. Mimbi nala bi kadung IEC kono and aning chairman o mimo Aliu Mawanjaiti anaka face à face ke tajiko ayala people so many anko wala required nanata nomination or Carola ayata ya sub IEC alsaje abedamin jana abinakanne mol banoma cameral banoma journalist will be banoma Dr. Ismaila Ceesay atelem Citizens Alliance party leader ti anila flag bearer and aminung lecturer at the University of the Gambia studying political science undergraduate ning postgraduate if I am right, yes. And Dr. Ketamoti Mialonko he's very outspoken nana tabankola kola and I tell the first person to Mialonko so Dr. Binakan Nanyin Tembenda, another executive soul and a module, and it's election, it's nomination day 4 here today in Carnifing. And Mohamed dama bayre nga ko ci kalama wolof kon ka gis nañ Dr. Ismaila Ceesay mu ngi waja dugg ci ci biir IEC mu mom tamit mu jàkkaarloog chairman bi mu joxe nomination papers am yoo xam ne moo nekk requirements ci mom tam dina qualify wala du qualify scrutiny la ñoo am.
waaw inshallah Aïssa jërëjëf noonu rek la nekk demee Dr. Ismaila Ceesay Citizen Alliance moo nekk rek di ñëw pour rek def li nga xam ne mooy nomination mi ngi ànd ak ki nga xam ne rek mooy docteur Diagne xam ngeen démb ñoom ñoo ñëwoon daal di withdraw muy APP withdraw li nga xam ne mooy seen candidature léegi rek dañ daan di ànd ak ki nga xam ne moo di docteur Ceesay ngir rek endorse ko ànd ak moom mu ñëw rek def summit li nga xam ne moo document semi pour rek def li nga xam ne moo di li nga xam ne rek mooy li ko IEC rek laaj gis nga moo nekk noonu ci biir di ñëw noonu rek la nekk di def moom gis nga moo ngi noonu ñu téewante ñoom ñetta di daal rek di ñëw gis nga rek docteur Ceesay moo ngi noonu ànd ak ki nga xam ne moo di docteur Diagne ñaari jigéen séqu ko mu nekk rek di ñëw Aïssa gis nga loolu
well, viewers, you all can see Dr. Ceesay coming in together with Dr. Diagne. Dr. Diagne was one of the people that should form an alliance with Dr. Ceesay. So he's wearing white kaftan today with his wife and, well, of course, other people. And yes, you're seeing Dr. Ismaila Ceesay coming in. Madingo rekali aja nyaming Dr. Ismaila Ceesay futata nang IEC premises to kaje ko aning IEC chairman no yet ta tetso and dung tanang kala people so ta ka submit to momo IEC chairman no ti and Dr. Abubakar Diagne na basiloka miya presidential race, so we are actually seeing them together and Nigeria for Dr. Ceesay Mingalbe Adiamu. So can and Dr. Ceesay is going inside. Atole aji tang abe dum kan kono tole nyin tembenna. The election house ja. So you never care the jambe nyin tembenna. Atole the CCJ wonyam. The dum kan kata kala ko so the requirements so be takasing to the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission. So one of the viewers out there Atole aji ñu tembenna wa garmi bula lay ko
jërëjëf Aïssa gis nga docteur Ismaila Ceesay daal di rek ñëw ànd ak docteur Diagne ginnaaw ba nga xamee ne ñoom démb ñoo ñëwoon rek daal di ba nga xamee ne rek démb ñoom ñoo ngeen ko rek mbokk yi yéen a ngi TV yéen a ngi seetaan Gambian Talents TV gis ngeen docteur Ceesay moom moo daal di ñëw ànd ak ki nga xam ne moo di docteur Diagne ginnaaw démb ba nga xam ne ñoom dañ rek daal di withdraw li nga xam ne moo di seen candidat dos li nga xam ne mooy docteur Ceesay ginnaaw bañ taxawlee alliance for change ginnaaw loolu noonu rek la nekk di demee mbokk yi gis ngeen ko mi ngi ci biir nag dam war a janoog ñi nga xam ne moo di IEC ngir rek joxe li documents yi nga xam ne laaj nañ ko su ko defee dina rek dam toog moom it saturday ginnaaw rek bi nga xamee ne dinañ def li nga xam mooy public scrutiny pour rek mën a gën a saytuwaat su ko defee daal di def announcement pour ñan ñoo qualify pour mën a rek election December 4 noonu rek lay demee mbokk yi su ko defee ñu wan leen lépp rek lu nekk di xew foofu ci biir li nga xam ne moo di
dedike ñini kar tunkuŋol walla kanin tunkuŋolu mi yalan ko aysi ko lel kanin ñin lonni molu bulu kaytol ka walla yita abina o kaytol dila donc ko dol ko tangol ya kenyame min nata jannata kana sina diamu kibar talaliye ka yita banko molu la ala lo dalilo anen hamen kolu atala kata ko be tilin minala nin mole karto fa ganyeta abe kuma kan leyta la kibar talalla pour banko molu sa moy mbe o tembe dal do jang aysi badi molu ñinem mo
Honorable and welcome.
Thank you, sir.
We are ending now to Ceesay prayers first. I would like to receive the documents you brought for emulation.
na musu want to my check na musu want to
What should I submit? These are the original documents. The original one. Original. I get it. You don't need this?
It's not in our official form. And we have in our official form. Yes. The campaign program
Yeah.
is not on our official form. Can we have the official form?
We are not provided with one.
It was part of the package.
Was part of the package? Okay, that's fine. No problem.
Code of campaign ethics. It's not part of it. Code of campaign ethics. That every candidate is signed. It's not part of it.
Code of campaign ethics. The code of campaign ethics. Was it also provided?
It was on the package.
All right, we'll submit that one. Okay.
It's part of the package. Letter of party sponsorship. Letter from your party sponsoring your candidate is not part of it.
A letter from the party. For this, we are not provided. At least they provided, those who are not there.
So it was part of the criteria put to the package.
Yeah, let me see.
And this is why we advise candidate to come for vetting before submission.
Can I have a look at that, please?
It was part of the package anyway.
No, but we went by this advice. There is nowhere indicated that you needed a letter from the party showing that they are sponsoring my candidate.
This part is a requirement. You can always submit it.
I agree it's a requirement, but we are not aware of the requirement. But we can submit it. We'll submit it.
Here is part of the nomination guide.
We'll submit it.
Let's move on. It's part of the guide. Because we want to know the party is sponsoring you.
Okay. Can you take note, please?
One, the campaign program should be in our official form. Two, party sponsorship letter. Three, code on campaign ethics that must be signed by the candidate.
Thank you.
Those are the that.
No problem.
Well, Honorable, this is a receipt of the documents you have submitted. And the missing ones, make sure they are here by Friday latest.
Friday.
Yeah, by Friday. And of course, what is submitted is subject to public reading. That will be done on Saturday. Thereafter, we'll communicate to you about your situation. Good luck and God bless.
Thank you very much.
Finally submitted the document ready to protest for the election. You have to say that you have to say that something must be done to move this country, not mere grants.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, members of the media, the IEC, and the commissioners, family and friends, party executive members present here today, party members. It's a very joyous day. It's a very joyous day. Today marks the beginning of a very wonderful country. The 2021 elections is about the next generation. It's about the future. It's about the lives and livelihoods of children yet unborn. And that is why we at CA, we are not only concerned with trying to find out the solutions to today's complex problems, but also trying to understand future problems as they emerge by looking at trends. You will agree with me that if current demographic trends continue, and if projections are to be accepted in terms of demography, population, we will reach 5 million people in 25 years' time, within a generation. Now, if today we have a country with 2.5 million people, and we can barely afford to provide clean water for these 2.5 million people, we can barely afford to provide electricity for these 2.5 million people. We don't have enough food for these 2.5 million people. Not enough hospitals or hospital beds or medicine for these 2.5 million people. Not enough jobs for our young people for these 2.5 million people. What will happen to this country if we have 5 million people, where 70% will be young people, needing jobs, wanting to live a dignified life? What will happen to those small kids who will be going to school in 25 years' time? What kind of schools are we going to build for them? What kind of education system are we going to have? What will happen? What kind of environment do we want to leave behind for our kids? What kind of cars will we accept on our roads in 25 years' time? What kind of roads are we going to build? What kind of hospitals are we going to need? How many cars will be running in 25 years' time? How many roads do we need? How many volumes of water, clean water, would we need for these 5 million people? How many megawatts of electricity? When do we start to think about the solutions to provide that, start providing that electricity, moving away from fossil fuel to green energy? We need to start thinking now. CA is here not only to think about our problems of today. Today, as we speak right now, you go to RVTH or Serekunda Hospital or Brikama Hospital. There's a guy standing outside waiting for news from the nurses to tell him whether the wife survived the labor or whether he'll have to go around and look for blood. Today, as we speak, there's a boy or a girl who is about to finish college or university. His parents or her parents sold everything they have, their cows, their gold, to pay for this child's education, and he's about to graduate in 6 months. He's thinking, where will he find a job to repay that debt? We are in serious trouble in this country. We have not even begun talking about or finding solutions to these problems. What will happen to next generation that will come? What will we leave behind for them? That is why we at CA, we are concerned. And we need serious reforms in this country. We need serious economic reforms in this country. That is the basis. We first have to put the machinery of government, the governance system first. We have to get it right, and then everything else will follow. Thank you.
We see you today, right next to you is the APP leader. They did say they would come today after withdrawing yesterday. Now, my party came soon after him. Will you be having a date to pick this flag bearer of the alliance, or is that alliance now dead on arrival?
We have not decided on the fate of this alliance yet. Once we do, the media will be informed. Thank you. As soon as practicable.
Yeah, so Doctor, this is no new area for you. And as far as corruption is concerned, you have always talked about it. Yesterday, Dabo came here and challenged the opposition, even the you should take office. Are you willing to do so publicly? And then next to that, as far as accountability is concerned, are you also willing to disclose the source of funding?
Of course, yes. If you read our manifesto, one of the things we emphasize there is all public officers must declare their assets. Not only that, we want to do what they call lifestyle audits of public officials periodically. That is, if I declare my asset as Ismaila Ceesay and I become president, I submit myself to a very rigorous state institution, which will be created also by a kind of a corruption watchdog, to a lifestyle audit on me periodically. So if I was driving a 4Runner Toyota, which is a 1997 model, and all of a sudden they see me driving a Range Rover Velar within 6 months, they have to ask me the source of that income. Where did I get it from? So we are serious in fighting corruption because we believe that the perennial problems of this country, one of the key reasons why we still cannot provide the most basic for our people is because of corruption. It's because of lack of transparency. It's because of non-accountability of our public institutions. So we are serious in fighting corruption. Of course, yes. That's a given. We will, everybody, not only myself, but everybody who will be working in our government will have to declare their assets. We'll also have to expand this declaration, not only about sort of ministers of political appointment, but also junior level staff who we think this role gives them access to public finances. Well, I think the IEC has rules whereby we have to submit our audited accounts to the IEC, and once we submit, it becomes a public document. I'm happy that the Freedom of Information Act has been passed. So therefore, you journalists now have field work. You have a field day now. You can go to any institution and demand to see any public document. Once we submit our audited accounts, now you can be able to see where we are getting our funding from. But we are not, we wouldn't think twice about doing that because we have nothing in our closet.
Okay, you talked about your concerns as a party here. Tell us, once you come to power, once you're elected as president, tell us your top three priorities to ensure that all these concerns that you mentioned will probably be a thing of the past.
Well, thank you. First key priority is reforms, both governance reforms and financial reforms. You see, if you don't get finances right, nothing else will fail. You need money to provide healthcare. You need money to provide education. You need money to build roads. You need money to help farmers get access to seeds and fertilizer. You need money to do most of these things. Therefore, even though Gambia has a huge potential to raise enough money to provide the most basic for our people, yet through leakage in our public funds, through lack of transparency, through strong public institutions, that is why we're unable to do certain things. So the first is reforms, governance reforms, financial reforms to get it right. Secondly, these jobs. See, we have a demographic situation in this country. Over 65% of our people of our population are young people. 41% unemployment rate among young people. Not to talk about the underemployment rate. Therefore, that is a security risk. That is a developmental risk. Therefore, number two focus is to ensure that we provide jobs for our young people. Number three, it has to do with ensuring that we build the right the regulatory frameworks, common reforms. But to reform the education system, education is key. If you don't have the right education as an individual, it will be very difficult for you to be successful in today's world. Therefore, any country that doesn't get the education system right, it will be difficult for you to compete globally. It will be difficult for you to provide jobs for the young people because it takes education to provide jobs. And when I say education, I don't really mean university education. I mean skills training for young, basic skills training. Today, the reason why we have high unemployment rate is because we are not looking at what the labor market needs. We are producing a lot of accountants and economists and lawyers from the University of the Gambia and development study students. But the market is not looking for the market look for masons, carpenters, mechanics, solar installers. This is what the market is looking for. And we are not providing enough people to fill those jobs. So therefore, we need to reform the entire education sector and make it fit for purpose so that we pay attention to vocational training, not demeaning the importance of academic training.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Thank you.
If you are prepared to legislate, what can you do to implement human rights violations in this country and on the demand what happened with that?
First is to ensure victims have justice, and this includes both making sure that perpetrators of heinous crimes in this country, in the past regime, pay for their crimes, but also making sure that we pay reparations to victims, and this could come in many forms, not only by giving monetary reparations, but also by providing free college, university education for their kids, free healthcare, and other incentives. This is where it starts to make sure victims have justice. When it comes to Yaya Jammeh or the former president, it's not about Yaya Jammeh, it's about anybody who has been found wanting of committing heinous crimes against Gambians and you've been found guilty by a competent court of law. We have to face justice, whether it is me, myself, or whether it's the current president, or whether it's former Sadada Jawara, or whether it's Yaya Jammeh. Nobody, no Gambian should be immune from justice if there is case against them that they've committed heinous crimes against Gambian people, and that if there is evidence that they've used state machinery to perpetuate terror against Gambians. So nobody should go scot-free. For us to have stability in this country, for us to have reconciliation in this country, impunity must be seen to be not accepted anymore in our society. So therefore, anybody who's found wanting will face justice, and I see government will ensure that justice is served by punishing crime violators of human rights, but also by ensuring that victims are given what is due to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
The Citizen Alliance presidential aspirant, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, political lecturer turned fully fledged politician, and a young man for that matter. And now he's been flanked by party supporters, and I hope is now leaving the premises of the IEC. And we've had his interview. He spoke on a range of issues from health to education and to economic transformation down to the TRRC and other issues. Now, well, joining me now is Nene Frida Gomez, who is the spokeswoman for Citizen Alliance. Madam Nene Frida Gomez, it's good to have you on our platform. And tell me, first of all, how are you feeling that your presidential candidate has just successfully submitted some of his documents, except the audited reports or audited documents that are yet to be submitted?
Thank you very much. It is indeed a pleasure to be on your platform. And may I just make one clarification? The woman with him is the wife, and the other is the sister.
Okay.
You know, flanked by executive members and of course party supporters.
Beautiful.
And another thing, I don't think they mentioned an audited report. What they mentioned is the campaign itinerary,
Okay.
which we of course submitted, but they said it needed to be on the official IEC form. So
Okay.
which we're going to go back and transfer what we wrote on our paper to the IEC form.
Yeah, because the issue of the source of funding came up, and that's where we had him talking about audited reports. So I was thinking it's part of the criteria that he should submit to the IEC.
No, maybe we had different thing. I didn't hear anything about audited
We can
report.
just move.
I think it's a sign campaign ethics,
Okay.
code of campaign ethics from the IEC as well. And that was a form we did not have in our possession.
Okay.
But the chairman of the party has gone inside the office and picked the form. So that's something that we can sign maybe even before we take off and bring it right back. So those are just minor things. The key things that are required for the nomination, we indeed submitted everything correctly, and we hoping we've done all our work to ensure that they wouldn't have to call us back on any of those things. So the minor thing that they pointed out, we can correct them today and bring them back.
I like the high spirit.
Oh yeah, that's how ready we were. I mean,
But now,
it's a serious business, and we took it very serious
yes,
at
yes,
the level
and I
of our
definitely
party.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Let's go back to your manifesto. What do you think is so outstanding in that manifesto? Come December 4th, Gambians will entrust this country in the hands of CA presidential aspirant.
I mean, there's a lot at stake. That you've asked the question. I think there is any one important thing that I can highlight and say this is the most important thing. Again, this has to do with governance of a country. At this point in time, we all know our country is, at an undesirable state. It needs salvaging, and our manifesto is divided into 4 pillars.
Okay.
And may I also say that we had to trek the length and breadth of the country to consult with subject expert matters, students, farmers, everybody that has a stake in this country, to ask them what their issues are, how do they want their country to be governed, and then this manifesto was developed. But again, it varies in all aspects of the life: the agriculture, the economy, the reforms. And of course, I mean, when you say reforms, everybody, can relate, because we've been talking about reforms since 2016 when this government took over. So that is also one key important thing that everybody is looking forward to happen whoever the next government will be. So that will be key as well. Not the most important, but one of the key things that we will really concentrate on.
Now, we are confronted with, economic, meltdown like any other developing countries, putting into consideration the COVID-19 with all the challenges. How do you think CA can transform this economy to reflect, the aspirations of Gambians?
At the level of the Citizens Alliance, I mean, yes, COVID has hit. It's a world pandemic. It's not only Gambia. So the effect of COVID has really impacted everybody in all aspects of life. Even newborn babies, they've been impacted by it, because it's a ripple effect. If your mother or your father is impacted, obviously the children or the people that are dependent on that person will equally be impacted. So everybody has been impacted. But at the level of the Citizens Alliance, we believe in our country. We believe that Gambia has resources. It's just a matter of harnessing those resources. It's a matter of tapping the talent that we have in human resources and plow it back.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
ka kodo mutaka bonang UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland ani nyimbanku to mal mu meto. Supersonics le itadu lati. Anada di masanji jama Gambia banko kam ise kodo tano le ibe dawo da birin katon fokoina andung batatije. Hade batatije ise kodo tano le ka bonang bantala banko to birin UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland ani nyimbanku to mal mu beto na doku sone yata atari yata akoita andung allanna yata. Gambia banko kan Supersonics le dinkiral siyata katambinyin to mal mu meti. Supersonics be banku tan sabani nani le to fota findu bankol to. Dung ila Google Play Store to wala ila Apple app sign ye Supersonics la money transfer app o download. Porque ifa munafang na service hola.
Manjo mi fang waye mi kaliti kenak on mi di kana mu kay yami di mu fere mi kon University of the Gambia bare nye kanka ni rungulo kala ko na rulu nya be jaw ando ken di kay kati rungeti mo fam to nya ci la politician bare ko kanka na nu manju me na ne pati yola fuju mo fola waye mi karungulo ba ja feti mo fam e wanye mo tinge bagama ya wedi mu kanam ko janjam fan nan kono may mbanya bu kan me ko mu leputum nane mu leputum man mu kanim ano san manju me burungo bu yes mete aw malegen mu leput ne kané de mo fam bu jabe kati bolom mante ani fan aru mo fam no mi ka finta fola fu jilen mante aribo mi kami ya jamme mante andomi akami president baro o tu bajuta hana ci la fon kanja ci la akani mu leputum me oto ko neno di burung enja ko boba tuma fite bukana tukuy Ceesay wurman me kam woto na Dr. Ismaila juga jatto na babu kande ngoni ngande bukana kande ribo jano de ejo ko mukana mana muta amama bi non umme bara ci la ko bukana ko ribo re fan banku suminul do ko ndan ma do bajum ko sumoy de buroko bande kana di ko me ko yisen meti kayra tenk ne bajo jakep ko to kana wono san woto yoro ban an ma ci la sanken di furdi fola akami nene Frida Gomez ne yisi se ko fuju mo fuldan ko jummi kep to e me ejuge meti mo fon product yo pour wula di ko pona ko be do kanka no wo kambe fuju mo foli bando ko mambe juk man kandi mo fam war ko na sasal tijan wala won ko mi karasa meti asek ma bo nya fuju mo faru mo jung tete asanga ni furdi kapay bar nano aseka sanke dem ni furdi feti patieti Citizen Alliance yang konen CA woto tan sa jogun CA mba Citizen Alliance o mi Dr. Ismaila Ceesay o bukana kola ko rungeme mba ngar kanya ko rafke fulanga feti dize mana ben kuna ko ne ko baki bo wit man manyi me wala wa fitu tun jak bare ani fanati ay si na rego rek me tade be arjuma mbajo yokon man waje be kisi ay ma je be chamo pati yola mango na kan campagne wala ngena kan tu ya yo anyanga safe kayit kan me kam mangor meti wona san sake mi ma campagne nyen jaw sulwa santom na mamma yo wi tawe sunjade mite arjuma nyen ne ringino sibitay kan ko pour ma ko jike mante umpo ana na me sensen fuju match le pour manam por de kanya ko ket mo fam kana ko junya Dr. Ismaila mama o de kana ko la ko jingande nya yoro frima fof
mete kati anti Bernard Sane Wanuregom amna Jajak Fanfan. Thank you so much. Musiba metotobe larobe GRTs a joni min on gonani do elections house to Kanifing Battle Haddon Highway do ngadanda no jiruno ni rek no nitono ni no be kalitini Dr. Ismaila Ceesay mo ngandanda kan woni yeso party gandiraɗo Citizen Alliance kame arino kulle okkirgol ma hollirgol kayri mum seede yandide hollirgol wonde maɗe faale mum hamme mum kulle daranagol presidential election no pour nder carte kulle president no ndu lewru décembre aronduɗo balɗe mum nayi he leydi Gambia e ɗo e ɗum noon no nanɗon ni rek Dr. Ceesay no haaliri ni kam ko woni sohla mumen si Allah walli ɗumen ɓe keɓi leydi ndi ma si yimɓe ɓe gotanama ma ɓe pampanama ha ɓe gañima kulle cellal ngal kulle jangde nde jangirɗi ɗi gandanɗa ɗi ko ɗimɓe potta miiji fewnu tan kulle jangingol funding keɓe ɓe mecceje wona on ya janga tan ha university heɓa kayri mum tan wiye ɗaɓɓa ligge hani yo funding keɓe poti darnane jangirɗi ma ɓe penane jangirɗi gandanɗa hen ɓe mbawta janggo mecce e kulle kamenne a yiyata wona ɗaɓɓu jangde ɗaɓɓugol kayri tan ta ko jangde on heɓa kayri e wawa heb mecce kulle leydi ndi darane tan ɗi wawe ligge ndi yara to yeeso yo hanta laari e sengo cellal ngal ne yo hewɓe ɓe hen sa yehi to ɗi loptanji yo lekkeje poɗɗe ngala balɗe loptanɗe no ko docteur Ismaila haali ko yo balɗe hay loptanɗe keɓata ko rewɓe ɓe maaya ala ko waɗi ɗum tan so wona cello sengo cellal ngal o wiyo no wirini e fotan ɗum e kam noon ko tawa e darde mumen tan hamme mumen e faale mumen ko ɗum fof hono ɓe mbata ɗum wecci.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.